Hello and welcome back to another episode of J Bass Gaming. Today is going to be a busy day on the farm. We have a lot of fields to plant. We'll be planting a lot of soybeans today, so I will be hiring a lot of help on the farm to get these planted. I have acquired 3 more fields from my last video up here to the right. So we'll get these planted. I also have some more chores on the farm I'll need to get done while the hired help do plant the fields. Last time this didn't take too long. Since the last time I did plant crops on the farm, I did get a 3rd seeder, so hopefully this does go a little bit quicker. This setup does seem to move pretty quick through the field. So let me get to the barn and get the other 2 tractors out and going and hired help in the seat. I am down to my last couple pallets of seed on the 1.5 over there. So I'm thinking about selling that and then just loading the seed on that empty gooseneck trailer right there. I think that way I could get a little bit more pallets of seed on there and see if I can't refill the seeders after I get everything planted without having to go back to the store and get some more pallets. So I'll just have to wait and see how this goes. Get this one unfolded and get him started on these fields right here. These fields aren't too big, and with how big the seeders are, hopefully they can knock out these 3 fields pretty quick. That first field, the first hired help is working on right now, does seem to take a little bit longer. Go ahead and get this last hired help on these 3 fields to kind of spread them out. That way when they're done, they can kind of converge on the pretty close to the barn, so I'm not having to drive the tractors too far once they are done. But once I get them started, I'm gonna hook up the gooseneck and go to the store to try and load up the trailer with pallets of seed just to be ready when they do run out. I'm not having to have the hired help just sitting there not doing anything. That's the 3rd one is good to go. Oh, well, he's planting corn. Looks like he's planting corn too. And so we'll do corn and soybeans this go around. So before I do sell my little 1.5 over there, I'm gonna use the JBC skid steer to offload the pallets of seed. I bought it to load the current bags onto that old Chevy truck. That's what I bought this skid steer for. I'm gonna get a telehandler to offload the pallets of seed and run it out to the seeders when necessary, but until then I'll just keep these pallets on the skid steer, and when the first helper finishes planting that field, I'll just run them over to the skid steer and top off that cedar right there. So let's go ahead and sell that deuce and a half. Let's get out of this into my pickup. And we'll take this all the way to the store. The store, I do have a forklift I do keep in the parking lot that I use solely for loading the trailer. It's just a little bit easier, so I'm not having to trailer something all the way to the dealership and then load it. The forklift is just gonna have to stay there anyways. I don't have enough. I guess I could put it back on the gooseneck trailer, but then I won't be able to haul a lot of pallets of seed back to the farm. On the way back with the trailer loaded, I won't be able to go this quick, because if you take a turn too quick, it will jackknife the truck pretty easy. So as you can see next to the forklift, I do have a mulcher. I'll have to come back with the big Volvo semi-truck and load that up. I do need to take some trees down on one of my fields when I do hire someone to spray the fertilizer. He hits the tree, so I'll need to take the trees down so he doesn't get stuck. So I do get 8 pallets at a time, and I do that because I'll show you how I load them. I'll put 4 pallets on this fork at a time, load that on the trailer, and then I'll double stack another 4 pallets on top where I put it on the trailer. And then I'll get 8 more pallets, but to load it on the forks, it's easier if I push them all together like that. So I come scoop 2 right here, and then I back up and scoop another 2. But to do that, you gotta have forks here, not pretty close, but kind of close. Gotta make sure it's tilted correctly and the back wheels are straight. You do it right, you could just pull up like this, and then you gotta turn sharp so you don't jack up the pallet on the end right here, and then you just come right up and do the same thing, and if you line it up correctly, it should go off without a hitch. So up like that. And this forklift is big enough to where it should handle 4 pallets like this without a problem. I haven't tried double stacking the 4 pallets to make 8 at a time, which I don't know if I'll do that, if it could handle that. But I think it's just, to me, quicker if you just do it this way. And then once I finish getting these 4 back on the trailer, I'll buy 8 more and then continue the process, hopefully 2 more times, so I could have a total of, what was that, 24 pallets, which should be enough to hopefully plant and refill 2 go-arounds. Now this forklift doesn't lift up super high. And I used to use a telehandler and a bobcat or a skid steer to load the trailer here at the dealer, but recently I've started using a forklift, and I will say I do like it better. And what I'll do is see if I can't put the straps on now. And so when I come do the next row of 8, I don't bump this and hit it off the trailer, which I have done before, because that top one is kind of shifted over a little. But I should easily be able to get 2 more stacks of 8 on there. Let me go ahead and get 8 more. This kind of keeps me busy until my hired help finish the fields, which on the top right will give me a notification if I'm not looking at the big map that they have finished. So I'm not having to check on them too much. It's a little different with the harvester, because when you're harvesting, the harvester will fill up and you'll need to empty it a lot more than when you seed it. When you seed it, you can kind of just, as long as it's full and the field isn't super big, just hire someone and let them do the field. Pretty low maintenance too, not having to check on them. And then if they also run out of gas, you'll get a notification in the top right as well. But I do have a trailer, a little gas trailer I could hook to this pickup and run it out to the field and gas the tractor up. But usually if I see it getting pretty low before a big field, I'll go gas up the tractor before, so the hired help doesn't have any issues with running out of gas. And you just can get the fields planted, I think, a little bit quicker. See, this one is right here. It's perfect. And then I'll come back. Far left pallet's a little canted, so I'm gonna start with these 2 right ones. Get my pallets, my forks down lined up. And then once I pick it up, I'll angle the wheels and immediately turn outside of it, so you don't risk jacking up the alignment with the 2 pallets that are left. When I have the 2 pallets on here, it's a little bit easier. You just line it up somewhat straight, lower it all the way, and then you pick it up like this, and it should be pretty easy. Yeah, see, I'm cutting a little close on that, but boom, that's done. Let me hop out of the forklift and ratchet these down. 1, 2, up. I'll wait to get the last stack of 8 on there. Up, see, one of the helpers is finished planting the field. It's gonna be this one right here. I'll do corn on all 3 of these, but I think I'll switch the last one to other 2 helpers to make sure they have soybeans. So I wish the hired help, if it went over to the next field like it did here, it'd just keep going. I recognize it's in another field, but it doesn't. But it wasn't too bad to quickly switch over and get him started again. See, he's pretty good on fuel. This one, the tractor's pretty good on fuel too and seed count. And let's check this next one. Pretty good on fuel and seed count as well. Alright, let's get this forklift back in position. Let me get some more. Last 8 pallets bought, loaded, and over to the farm. Of course, you could do a setting to where it auto refills the seeds in the planter and then auto refills the gas, but I used to play like that, but I enjoy coming here and playing with the forklift to get all the seeds loaded up, and with it running out of gas, I like having to go to the gas station and gas it up. There are some mods and trailers where it auto loads the pallets, and sometimes I'll do that, but like I said, I like coming here and playing with the forklift. So I'll slightly lift it up and turn the wheel and get that second pallet moved away from that one I didn't get as soon as possible, and what that does is keeps it from moving to where it stays pretty snug up to that second one right there. So when I come up, see, it's lifting that first one that I didn't get, so I have to pull the 4 I have away from that, and that way it keeps it pretty lined up. So depending on how much those 24 pallets fill up the seeders, when I do end up filling them up, so if it fills them up and I can get another round of planting with them, then I'll keep using this trailer. But if not, I may get a bigger gooseneck or get a semi-truck trailer and use that to where I could pack some more pallets on there, just so at least I can maybe every 2 not have to 2 rounds of planting all my fields. I don't have to come back and pick up some seed, because I've gotten pretty quick at it. See, and then I back all this up. I'll move this over to the grass when I do buy stuff. It doesn't necessarily jack with the placing of it. I'll line it up right here. If I leave the forklift in this area, when I buy something, it could end up on the other side of the parking lot. So let me come over here and finish ratchet strapping the rest of these down. So 25,200 seeds. So I mean, it squats the truck pretty low, but you wanna, oh, that's the wrong hitch. There you go. Wanna make sure the load is level. It squats a little bit, but it should be good. Nothing the Chevy can't pull. I'm a Ford guy. I love Fords. I have a Ford truck at home, but in this game, this is the best mod I've found. All the Ford trucks, if you barely put anything in the back, which may be more realistic, it sags it down real low. But this one, you could put a pretty good load on the trailer or in the bed of the truck, and it doesn't sag at all. It has a lot of get up and go, and it stops pretty good too. So I absolutely love using. Ooh, almost. See, I can't take the turn too quick, or it either flip or jackknife. I was lucky to save that. That's why you need to ratchet everything down. It would have been a pain to come clean that up if it did spill. So let me shoot over and see which other worker is done. So I'm gonna start on this end first because I want to switch to soybeans, but I don't want to have one strip of the field like that with corn. So let me start this hired help on this end so it's not gonna cross over into that field. I can plant some soybeans that way. It's still looking pretty good on gas and the amount of seeds left. Oh, come on. Alright, he's working good. Oh, that worker's pretty good. So I'm going to fold this back just so I can get to the next field. And then I'll drive this over to the skid steer and empty those pallets and top off this seeder. In these last two fields in the middle, I'm gonna plant the soybeans. Hopefully this field too, if that other worker doesn't overlap a small section of corn in the field. But we'll just have to wait and see how it goes. Not a huge deal if he does do that. So let's top this seeder off with perfect. Run this tractor down to the very edge of the field. These are the trees that the sprayer was getting stuck on, so I'm going to have to get that big tiller and get rid of all these trees, and I think that's a setup for honeybees. I'm going to have to get rid of that so the sprayer doesn't get stuck on that. I'm a pretty big fan of having rectangular square fields and not a whole lot of trees or anything on the edge. So if I were to get a bigger cedar, it doesn't get caught. But this cedar seems to be the perfect setup for these fields. It's planting pretty much everything except that little strip right there. Alright, so let's get this trailer of seeds back to the farm. I do have a sprayer. I need to start spraying. See, there's my little gas trailer. If they run out of gas, I can hook that to the Chevy and get on over there. Take off the ratchet straps, unhook this trailer. I think last time I filled up this spray field, it's called the field sport trailer, but it has all my fertilizer in it. It's an easy way to refill my fertilizer tractor in there, which it's empty. So let's take this back to the store and get this filled up with fertilizer. That fertilizer tractor has a pretty wide spread, so it could on a single pass spray about half the field, so it doesn't take too long getting everything sprayed and fertilized. I like doing that right after I plant the seed in the ground. So with the empty trailer I could go pretty quick, but with it loaded it's a little different. I need to make sure I slow down before the turns or else it jackknifes. Then you wait on the trailer which this trailer I think holds 10,000 liters or gallons. So let me go over here, liquid fertilizer. So let's get 5 of these. So let me flip around and then I'll pull in behind and transfer into my little field support trailer. So all you have to do is press a button and it transfers automatically, and once one pallet is empty it disappears. So I think this trailer holds a little over 10,000 gallons, so we'll have to wait and see. I think the fertilizer sprayer holds about 4,000. Fill this all the way up and I'll shoot over, and I see one of my hired help has finished the field. We'll see which one that is and get them started on the next one. I don't want to overbuy pallets because I don't like them just sitting there. So if it's just shy of what it holds, I'd rather it be a little shy than having too much left over. Yeah, so he went a little bit in this field, so I'll just finish this one out with corn and then do the last 2 fields that no one's working on, soybeans. Get a little diversity when I'm planting. So that's good. Let me hop back in the Chevy and head on back to the farm with the truck loaded. Said it doesn't really squat too much, which I'm happy about. I think also there's a deuce and a half. I could be wrong. I know it holds gas. It could possibly hold fertilizer, but I could get to the store and back to the farm a lot quicker with my Upsy jackknife. I want to have this truck. Need to watch it. I'm just gonna cut through this field right here. Yeah, see. Just goes to show how realistic this game is. When it's empty, I have no issue going that fast, but when you have it loaded with stuff on here, you can't go as fast, or you're more likely to lose control. Which there's a F650 that I may buy to pull this. It's not as not as fast as the Chevy, but a little bit bigger, be able to, see, handle the weight of all this fertilizer a little bit better. Let me just go ahead and buy that. Let's see, where is it? No, it's, this one right here. Use that to pull the fertilizer. At least the Chevy seemed to do pretty good pulling all the seeds, which I don't think it's as much weight. I know that F650 doesn't go as quick as the Chevy, but I'd rather take a little bit longer time to get there than get jackknifed or flipped over. That'd be real trouble. Yeah, see this, it doesn't take but a couple passes with this. Let me get the helper lined up and then I'll hire him. Let's check the others, how the others are doing. Pretty good. Let's see. I don't think I should have to fill any of the cedars back up after plant the fields. I think when this one is done, I'll just top it off and put them back in the barn. But here's the Volvo. I need to go pick up that big shredder, whatever you call it. Take down those trees. I could drive it from the store, but it's pretty slow and takes forever, so I bought this slow boy trailer and truck and use this to transport the big slow equipment from the store, since the farm is pretty far from the store. Which it looks like we have another hired help done, but I'm gonna get to the store. Once I get to the store, I'll go check the map and get him started on the next field. Which they're getting through the fields a lot quicker than I thought they would, which isn't a bad thing. That's pretty good. Makes it worth having I used to only have 3 tractors and 2 tractors and 2 seeders, but the third one, even with the extra fields, is getting through them pretty quick. Now, the thing I like about this trailer is it looks a little wide. Extend those just in case we disconnect. Ooh. That's not what I wanted to do. There we go. Pull a big Volvo up. And let me go back. Interesting, why is this? Why did he stop? Definitely did not do that last time I had some hired help with the sprayer. So hopefully he gets the field done and doesn't do that again. Alright, then it's like this one. This guy's gonna be done. I'll go ahead and switch him to soybeans and start him on the last field. Which he should have plenty of seed left. It's a good thing about these big seeders. They have a ton of room for seeds, and I'm not having to fill them up every field or multiple times a field like I would have to do if I had a little bit smaller seeder. Alright, he's going. The other 2 still have a ways to go. Let's make sure he turns around. Yep, perfect. Now let's hop in here, and I've been use this shredder or mulcher very often. I've used it 1 or 2 other times. Not a big forestry guy on Farming Simulator. I've done it a couple times. I'm not too good with the big cutter. Let's get this even on the trailer. Let's put that down for transport. Looks like I didn't need to pop those out, so let me pop them back in. Start going. I also need to get a telehandler, so I'll drop this off at the farm and come back and get one of those to transport on over. Those extend out pretty good. The only time I had to, let me put my straps on. Only time I've had to ever extend those while transporting is when I bought the bought the combines. I had to extend those because those are way too wide to just have the trailer set up how it is right now. But we'll go ahead and head on back to the farm. I'll probably have the hired help finished by the time I drop this off and come back and pick up the telehandler and back to the farm. I'll need that. I'll show you. I used to pull a trailer loaded with the pallets of seeds into the field, or even pull the seeder on over to the trailer. But now I started getting a telehandler with a forklift on the end, and I'll pick up 4 pallets at once, just like I did with the forklift, and either drive it in the field or drive it over to where the seeder is. Go slow so I don't tip over. This Volvo isn't too quick, and that is pretty low center of gravity at how it is, so I'm not too worried about tipping over with this one on some turns, but I still need to be a little bit careful. Take the turns a little bit quicker. So let me pull around to the other side of the barn and looks like that sprayer's getting stuck. Yeah. See, I'll need to take all these trees down too, so he doesn't get stuck on it. Looks like we got one more pass with this field, and then we can move on to the next one. Let's get him lined up and moving. Oh, looks like he is done. I'm gonna go ahead and not hire him to do the last field. We fold the seeder, and I won't put the tractor up just yet until I get the seeder topped off, but while I'm shuffling a bunch of stuff around, I'll just pull it right in here for now. Hop in the Volvo and get this all. Take the straps off. Get this off, and then I'll get back to the store and get that telehandler bought and start refilling the seeders. Looks like I'll need to get the skid steer back over to where the chicken coop is, like being organized on the farm and putting everything back up when I'm done using it. I also like to wash it as well. Need to get a couple power washers around the farm to spray off the equipment when I'm done. Let me swing this guy out on this field and let's get him started. Alright, this guy should have plenty of seed left. And he's almost done on that field. Let me fold the sprayer just so I can get it set up on that far field. Hopefully he doesn't get caught up on these trees right here. I'm gonna have to take all these trees out with the mulcher I just bought. These are the 3 new fields I just bought, so I haven't put the sprayer on them yet. So hopefully it goes pretty good. Let me get it lined up so I'm not overspraying the field right here, and then we'll get hired help hired and get them working on these fields. Alright, let's get back in the Volvo. Could go ahead and here we go. I like the JBC one right here. Then I need to go to attachments, down to the difference other than the way it looks. JBCQ standard. I'll just do standard. Hopefully the pallet forks are long enough to... No, I better get this one. I want these pallet forks long enough to where I could get 4 of them on a single lift. I don't know if the... Oh, this is for a skid steer too. If these are long enough to do that. Alright, off back to the store. So this Volvo isn't too fast, but it is pretty quick. Gets back and forth from the farm to the store in no time. See the hired help on that last field. Looks like it's only going to take a couple more passes, so he may be finished up right as I'm pulling back in with the telehandler to offload the seed and refill the seeders. So none of the seeders went empty, which is pretty good last time since I only had 2. One was almost completely empty, and then the other one was 1 or 2% full. Alright, so let's disconnect the trailer, get this set up to drive it. Oh shoot. Yeah, see, these are longer than that. Sold the forks for the skid steer and not... I think I'm going to go ahead and sell my skid steer since I have the telehandler at the farm. So I bought the skid steer to load all the eggs on that old Chevy truck, but just do the same with the telehandler. And since I sold the forks, I don't want to have to load up the skid steer, drive all the way to the store just to pick them up. I don't have time for that. Time is money. Time wasted is money wasted. Alright, let's get this hooked up and back to the farm. Let's see if I can U-turn right here. Oh, I should be good to go. Get those straps on so the telehandler doesn't fall off. And off to the farm we go. Also don't like playing with traffic. I turn that setting off. The cars are just annoying and get in the way, and I just don't like having anything else on the road besides my trucks. Train coming. Good thing this train isn't too long, so I'm not waiting a long time. But I do rent the train. Once I harvest, I put it into those silos right there on the train tracks, and then I'll rent the train to deliver the crop, which I get so much in my harvest. It's a lot quicker that way. I'm not having to load up 4 or 5 loads in the grain trailer I have right there. I can just do it all in one swoop. One or two swoops with the train. That sprayer should be done. Yeah. Good. Didn't get stuck. Let me shift it over to this next field and get it started. After these two, I may top it off with the liquid fertilizer in my field support trailer I have over there. Again, I'll drive the machine over to the trailer. It's a little bit easier for me that way. But I have and can drive the trailer in the field if I need to. So this guy's done planting the field, so I'm gonna take the tractor back by that overhang where the cedar is next to the other one. So once I get the telehandler off and load it up with seed on the forks, I could drive it over and refill the cedar and then put these guys up. Ugh. I'll need to... Oh, man. Find the shed to put the cedars in, because then I'll use these same 3 tractors to hook up the cultivators when I'm done harvesting the fields to till and prepare for the next crop I'm gonna grow. Hopefully I can hook this fuel trailer up to the back of that, which I think I should. I have to move the fuel trailer away so I can get pretty easy access to these seeds. Let me see. Please hook up. Oh. Nope, it's not gonna go. Let me get the Volvo put up. Let me get the trailer back together. I put it under that overhang right there. It just fits just right. Let me put the cedars in that barn right there. It's pretty big, and I could back them off to the side and still have plenty of room to drive around and put other things in there. So let's just, yep, this is what I want. Let's get this fuel tank hooked up. Still don't know where I'm gonna put this fuel tank. I may back it up and jackknife. Put it along the fence right here just so it's easy to swing the equipment by and fill up. Just leave that right there. Alright, let's hop in here. Hopefully I can get these pallets off without jacking up most of the other seeds on here. Let me spread the forks out a little bit. There's also a way to turn off the 4-wheel steering, but I do like that, so I do keep it. Which, I don't like playing in the cabin, because you can't see. I like the outside view, so it's a lot easier for me to see. So I have these picked up. Once again, I could probably pick up 8 stacks. 8 stacks may be a little too much for the telehandler, but it'd probably be close. See, I just pulled over to the cedar hop in here and refill them. I may not need all 4 of them. Or I may. No, I don't think so. Yeah, see. So then I'll hop in this tractor and so I haven't heard anything. Why is this not giving me an indication that this dude's done? Yeah, see, he's stuck on the tree. Usually a notification pops up that the helper is blocked and can't get by, which it may have said, and I'm just not paying attention, but I'm pretty sure it didn't. So I'm gonna have to take all these trees out, which it looks nice, but it's such a pain when... Oh, I don't want that one. Which one do I want? Here we go. It's such a pain when you have hired help and they can't get through the fields because they keep getting stuck on the trees. So that's why I bought that mulcher, to start mulching all the trees. And let me back this. Oh, that's a weird camera. Here we go. Oh, that's as far as it'll go. Detach and park this tractor off to the side right here, so I'm not in the way of the other tractors pulling them in. So I'll pull this sprayer up under the telehandler right here. Let me finish using these pallets and then I'll hop back in there and pull another 4 off. So hopefully with how many seed pallets I have on the trailer, I can do another season of planting without having to go back. If I do, then I'll just get a bigger trailer and just get more seeds, pallets of seeds, so I don't have to go back as often. It may take a little bit longer at the store, but that's alright with me. Oh. Interesting. Oh, perfect. Got them all on the forks, and this is why I like the pallet forks to be pretty long. You don't have an issue trying to pick up 4 pallets like this. I'll have a lot left on this go around. Yeah, see. I wonder if that's gonna fill up the last seeder, which would be perfect. Which means I could probably go 3 plantings without having to go back and get seed. Now this may be a little tricky backing this guy in, because I want to do it right in front, but I need to get it far enough to the side to where I could still pull stuff through the barn, which I should be able to. This barn is pretty wide and this door's pretty wide too. Yeah, that'll be fine. And then the last one I'll put on the other side. Park this guy right here. Let's go get this last tractor from the helper. Now the seeder usually wouldn't be, well actually let's get this guy going on this last field right here. Hopefully, I'm hoping what he has in the tank is enough to get through this field, and then after this I'll go get him restocked and start on the other fields. Alright. Oops. As you can see, I do play on the PC. I do like playing it on the PC a lot more from a mod perspective, and then I do like using the front end attachments on like the forklift and the telehandler, and trying to use a bucket or something like that on a controller I think is a lot harder. On the mouse it's pretty easy. Like I said, I do like using the forklift and the telehandler to lift things, so that's why. Then I'll just go set on the trailer what I don't use, but it looks like oh. Got very little of 2 pallets left. So I should be able to get 3 more plantings. I guess, yeah, 3. Got the cedars loaded back up, and I got 2 stacks of 8 pallets on the trailer. Back this up. That tank is empty. I'm gonna go ahead and pull all the tractors into this barn so they're under cover, and then later I could go hook them up to the cultivators when they're needed. Get them hooked up while the combines are harvesting. Sometimes they just don't stop as quick as you would like. So I'll probably end up just driving the sprayer over to the trailer. Let me fold it. While it's folding, I may leave the field like that because I don't know, it may be too wide and catch a tree right there. Which, leaving this small strip unfertilized, I don't think it's really going to hurt anything. The yield in that small strip won't be as good with the fertilized, but it's a small portion of the field. I think they'll be just fine. So, let's see. Since I'm not using the telehandler for anything else right now, I'll just leave those pallets on the forks. I need to get more chickens. I'd like to load up the old Chevy truck I have right here with a bunch of eggs. Those are the only eggs I have so far. Yeah, see, this is the, not this field, but the field right there is the one it gets hung up on. So I'll need to, once I get the telehandler put up, get in the mulcher and start mulching some trees. Yeah, so get this loaded down. I'll go ahead and pull behind the trailer. There we go. We hop in here, and like I said, I don't really use full forestry stuff that often on the game, but when I do have a tree in the way, I like to cut it down and get rid of it, which in the past I've gotten a chainsaw and just chainsaw it and turn this on and run over and mulch it that way, but I need to see if I could just mulch the tree, get it mulched without having to hop out with the chainsaw and cut it. It's a good thing I put this on the Volvo on the flatbed. This only goes 7 miles an hour. It's probably still be driving it from the store to the farm. Alright, let me try this big one right here. Let me turn it on. It's on. it's going. I should be able to just run up to it and here we go. Lower it. Stop. Don't have access to this land. What are you talking about? Let me... Hang on. Here we go. Let's go ahead and buy that. I do have access to this land now because it's mine. Go over this now if we can just get it from behind. I don't really like using forestry equipment on here. Let me... Yeah, see, he's stuck on that tree, so I'm gonna have to cut that one down. There's a... Yeah, let me get this fired back up. Oops. That's what I want the whole tree to do. Start from this side, it'll be easier to do it that way. Yeah, see, it's just going through the tree. I may just buy a smaller sprayer. Buy a small sprayer that fits on the back of the tractor and use that. I have to fill it up a little bit more, but maybe it won't get caught up on these trees. Which let me... We start on the other end, on this side. Since I'm working on the tree there, I have to turn around right where I am. Let's get him started again. Oh, got ran over. I wonder... Woodworking, miscellaneous. Is there not a... I thought I had to buy a chainsaw. See, forestry. No. Oh well, we hop back in. I don't have access, I just bought this. You see, this happens every time I try to cut a tree down. So I don't like buying too big attachments. And then my OCD is just gonna kill me that this tree is half here, half mulched up. Hopefully he doesn't get stuck on the tree down there. I think he will the next pass. It'd be nice if they had a mulching attachment for the skid steer. Why is this not wanting to mulch? Maybe I need to put it down. Get these branches cut, I think I have an idea. Getting somewhere. See, the helper's done, so I'm going to let's get him started on the next set of fields over here. I think he should be pretty solid on this side. Let's get this fired back up. Now we're getting somewhere. smaller sprayer. Go through this hassle of doing this. Oh, on now. Heck yeah. Still some wood. Did not know this would mulch the grass like this. Hopefully the grass comes back. To sell this because I never want to cut down trees again. Let's see. Alright, let's see where this guy is. So I got corn and soybeans. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, I'm going to go ahead and call it an episode right now. Finish fertilizing the field, and next time you see me, we'll be ready to harvest. If you made it this far in the video, thank you so much. If you don't mind to like and subscribe and leave a comment, and see you on the next one.